You know what I find so interesting and fascinating is that whenever I'm upset with spirit, it becomes God, like male. And whenever I'm happy with spirit or I'm accepting, it's female. I feel like that definitely highlights some issues I have with the masculine. I mean, I don't feel like it's unwarranted, you know. Masculinity in the United States, especially, has been all consuming on society and has overall been very negative. Um, when I think about it, I can actually count on my hand, maybe even one hand, the amount of men that I've met in my life who are actually exceptional in pretty much, not always, but most ways, like the ways that are very important. Out of all the men that I've met in my life or seen or been around, there's only maybe three or four that I've ever met that have been exceptional. And not perfect, but exceptional. Exceptional meaning they have heart, they are connected to their heart, they are caring, they are loving, they can hold space for another person. That is a huge, for a man to be able to hold space for anyone, not just a woman, but for anyone. I don't know men like that. This wasn't what this video was going to be about, but I find this very fascinating. I can only think of a few men in my life, or that I've met over my life, that I would be proud to say that I'm either their daughter or their family member or their cousin, which I wasn't, but I felt proud of as black men. I haven't met too many white men in my life, like just like met, but I find that so fascinating. It makes sense. Like I'm not that wasn't even supposed to be the reason for this video, but that makes so much sense. How can you have a good experience? Like how can you have a positive view of something that you've never really seen positively? And obviously, I'm not saying that all men I know that there are some amazing, amazing men out there. I just have never met them, which is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. That makes me sad. That makes me quite sad. That over my entire life, I can fit the really good men that I've met on one hand. Maybe like three or four. Say four men. And I wasn't related to any of them. Like are truly exceptional. That makes me sad. That makes me so incredibly sad. I did not come on here to talk about that. I guess we're revealing shit now. In an effort to not show my breast on the planet. Cause I'm in bed. But what I actually came to talk about was something totally different. I was watching this YouTube video. I have no idea what the name. I'll probably link it below. I haven't even watched the whole thing, but I only watched maybe the first 10 minutes of it. It's like a story of the sun or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's a cartoon. It's like a cartoon anime style movie, whatever. And in the first half, it was talking about how God sent this, or this source, not God, but source sent this ninth dimensional being to see life on Venus. And how life had, become, and it was amazing. And they had reached this amazing utopia with these animal like beings, animal plant like beings. And Spirit came in and said, like, look, I'm so proud of what you've done here. Like, it's amazing. Like, it's exceeded my expectations far beyond what I thought it was going to be. But you guys have reached a point where you're so perfect and everything is so wonderful that evolution from this point is impossible. So the planet is going to be destroyed, and you are going to scatter, and you are going to teach other beings the things that you've learned, and you're also going to help seed the planet Earth. But you have to start from the beginning, right? And so I felt a little jaded by that, to be honest. When I first saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds about right for the universe. That sounds about right for God. You know, we've reached this amazing utopia and everything's positive and wonderful and happy. And you seek to destroy it because more is more. I feel a little jaded by that. It's like, couldn't that be enough? And then I asked myself, well, could it be enough? Like, could enough be enough? Or does more truly have to be more? Because when you think about the universe constantly expanding, of course more is more. More has to be more, and it has to be filled continuously with things. And I look at humans. It makes sense as to why we would be so incredibly insatiable when it comes to more is more, all consuming, like this need for exploration and having everything and doing and exploring and learning everything. It's a totally insatiable feeling that we just cannot stop. Like, it's not enough for your company to be a multi-million. It has to be $1 billion company now. It has to be $1 trillion company. It's not enough that, you've made millions every year. You have to make billions. Like, our sales are down 3%. I mean, you made billions of dollars. What do you mean? It's one thing if you're talking about growth to a level of equilibrium where your workers are happy, you're happy, everybody's making money. But no, you have to have it all. You can't just be good. You have to be all consuming. That's in my opinion, a ridiculously hyper toxic masculine way of being and thinking. And I find it disgusting. But then when I think about myself, when I think about my own spiritual explorations and things like that, can just being as I am really be enough? And this is a topic that I have been exploring within myself. I feel like I've been coming to a level of equilibrium within myself where I feel like who I am truly is enough. Like, I don't need all the things that I thought I needed at one time. I don't have to be perfect to receive wonderful things. I'm still working with myself with that. And I asked myself, can this, who I am, truly be enough? If I stopped evolving, can I be happy with this? And a part of me is like, yes. And the grand part of me is like, no, I want to know more. I have to see more of myself. I have to know what I'm capable of or what I can expand to. And there's a grand frustration with that, because with expanding and change comes a lot of pain. Now, I know myself to be Kali incarnate. I am the goddess of change and transformation. And I find that extremely ironic because I struggle with change and transformation a lot. A lot. For instance, total honesty. I have a food addiction. Food addiction, yes. And the reason why I'm addicted to food is not just because of food, is because food has been my companion for as long as I can remember. From a child all the way up to now, as you can tell. I'm squishy. And so I realized that this companionship has been very one-sided. Yes, I have been all consuming. At one point, consuming ridiculous amounts of food. Like even now, I can't even fathom consuming that much, but I'm talking about hitting a buffet, 3 plates easy. By the 4th plate, I might start to feel full. You know what I'm saying? Like, ridiculous amounts of food. And I realize, if I'm just being completely honest with myself, food has been my comfort. It's been my safety blanket. It's been my lover. It's been my friend. Sometimes I eat out of pure boredom, which is not unusual, but what I mean by boredom is that there's nothing that I want to do in the moment. There's nothing that I feel like I can do because the anxiety is so crippling that I eat out of just wanting something to do. I realize a lot of the reasons why I would cook is due to this feeling of boredom, and just cooking relieves anxiety. Not so much anymore. This is how I know things have changed with me. Because in the beginning, my arm's getting tired. In the beginning, food used to be a way for me to not just escape, but escape my anxiety and all the feelings and things. Now I'm starting to hate cooking. Like, I kind of hate cooking now. Can you believe? Well, if you know me, if you knew me personally, I have been a lover of cooking. I cook, it just depends on what I have in my refrigerator, but I often cook every day because I don't really like eating too much of the same thing. So I'll cook enough for that day and maybe a little the next day, but usually I don't eat it the next day. So I'm like, I just cook every day. And now I'm getting a little jaded with it. Like, I don't want to cook every day. I don't want to cook for myself every day. I really would like to be cooked for, and not have to think about it so much. I'm getting to the point where my body is like, no more, which is fine, but it's no more of pretty much everything. Like, no more of all the things, all the meat and dairy and all of that, gluten, no more of that. And not just no more of that, no more of the indulgent eating. Like, I'll cook something that's gluten-free, vegan, all the whole thing, and just fully indulge. I would intentionally eat only one meal a day so I can indulge, like, so I can kind of binge. And it's like that. I guess it'd be considered intermittent fasting kind of thing, which it really does work to help keep my weights the same, but it doesn't help my stomach, like all of that food all at once. And I generally don't like eating throughout the day because that means I can't indulge. You get what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? And so I feel like that has been my companion for a very long time. And I'm understanding now that it can't be. And I cried about it because I know that I'll have to give up that part of myself that just does not want to let go, that does not want to explore the unknown of what next is going to fill me. This is making me emotional. And I ask myself, can't I be enough to fulfill me? Can my spirit be enough to quell the anxiety of unknown? I'm also a neurodivergent person, ADHD, at least diagnosed with that, ADHD. And I understand that my brain functions differently than everyone else. So what may be something that could be tempered in other people is more extreme. You'll find people who are neurodivergent tend to be extremists, especially ADHD people. They're either doing everything at once or doing absolutely nothing at all. And I am a extremist. Not to mention the whole dopamine thing where our brains are deficient in dopamine. So we're constantly looking for that next high. People say you want to try to build on your dopamine levels throughout the day, but that just is not enough to give that feeling of satisfaction. And a lot of times I would eat beyond full just to feel physically full on the inside because that emptiness, you get what I'm saying? So I'm understanding that this companion has been an empty one and a fruitless one and a debilitating one, one that's against my health. And just coming to terms with that, and I cried. And it just makes me think, I asked, like, what am I anxious about? Don't get me wrong, anxious about the future, have no idea what's going to happen next. No idea what's coming. I know something is coming, I don't know what. and just feeling like I have to leave everything. This is really going to be emotional. Everything that I've ever known myself to be behind, like everything. And just really feel like if I felt empty before, I feel honestly extremely empty now. Spirit is like, this is a good thing because that means you can be filled with other things. And there's a waiting period in between the filling of the next thing. I understand that conceptually, but on a mental level, I'm going insane, like secretly, silently going insane. I can feel like if I sit still for too long, I can feel like my whole body like doing this. I could subtly feel my hands shaking, like not necessarily physically. Maybe they are physically. Maybe yeah, because I'm looking at the camera. The camera's kind of, y'all probably can't tell, but I'm looking at my hand holding this up and it's kind of shaking. But like, I can just feel a vibration in my body of just like pure frustration and rage and sadness and emptiness, like this immense black hole of emptiness. And I don't really, it's like I know what's happening conceptually. I know that things are changing and I'm evolving, but this new person that I'm evolving into, I don't know her yet. You know, I know who I'm evolving into is a variation of who I've always been, in addition to someone new, but I don't know her. I don't understand her. I don't feel safe with her. I don't feel like I can trust her yet. You know what I'm saying? Even though, again, conceptually, I know it's all a good thing. And so I'm in this weird space of what am I doing, you know? In addition to this feeling of when I take away all the veils of the things that have covered me and these ideas of myself that I thought I was, the things that I thought I wanted, and I pull back the veils of all of these things. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was thinking about something else. I was thinking about what I was going to say next and something else at the same time. When I pull back all the veils, I find that I really honestly want nothing. Nothing at all. You know, there's some things I desire, you know, places I desire to live, a car that I wish I desired to have. I want a new car. Don't tell my other car that I love my other car. Shh, don't tell her. She's outside. She doesn't need to know. But anyway, I love my other car. I love my other car. Like I have two. I love my hoopty that I currently drive, but that really needs to be washed so bad. Oh my God. Come on, somebody come save me. I don't want to wash my car. It needs to be washed. And I don't want to pay $10 to get it washed. You know, at the little mechanic thing, machine thing. Send help. But anyway, the things that I desire still are there, but the need to have them is gone. It's like it's there, but it's not. It's like I feel like what's holding it there is the old version of myself that wants to be filled versus this new version that doesn't really crave anything at all. And I find myself when I'm on social media, on YouTube, I feel really nervous, like really nervous and really anxious versus when I get off, I'm peaceful, or I just, that part of my spirit that just doesn't desire anything, but my brain is like going crazy. Like what? Because I've always been in the space of evolution. Like what should I be doing? What can I be doing to move forward? What can I do to, you know, make my life better? What can I do to XYZ 1, 2, 3? All these things. So my brain is still like going on this loop of what am I supposed to be doing? And my spirit is like nothing. And I'm like, I can't handle that. So the next desire comes, I want to eat. I want to fucking eat. I want a fucking cheeseburger. Cheeseburgers are my favorite thing. And they have all the things, like all the bread, all the meat, all the cheese. That bacon cheese. But anyway, and then also this new part of myself that doesn't want any of that shit, like doesn't desire anything at all. In addition to the fact that I have been fasting a little bit. And when I fast, especially from eating crap, the horrible, all of the toxins in your body starts to come up when you fast. And I get this horrible taste in my mouth. It lasts for a few days and then it tapers off. But those first few days of that horrible taste, oh my God, of all the things coming out, all the toxins coming out of your body is just horrible. So I'm in this weird in-between space where I don't really know what to do with myself, and begin to question myself. Is more? Is enough enough? And I feel that is a double question. Is more meaning is more evolution really better? Can I accept what is now? And then is more really more? Why can't I accept who I am right now? Like I should be. Like this version of me, even in this between space, should be enough. In addition to more is more, you know? Somebody got that. I know somebody got that. You get me. But it's just very interesting listening to my mind. I've been able to pull myself back enough from my things that are happening in my body and my emotions to be an observer. I never understood that till now. Like, how can you just observe your mind is going crazy? But really just, I think you know what it is that makes it easy to observe is when you have no judgment. When you have no judgment of yourself or what's happening, of the thoughts that are coming up, all the bad thoughts, just no judgment whatsoever, just observing and just seeing. I feel like I'm watching a little dog like run around a yard, and it's going to make me sad. All of its favorite things are being taken away. So its favorite ball, its favorite toy, that tree that it likes to scratch up, it's been chopped down. The house, the little dog house that it was living in, it's been taken away. Just everything's just like an empty yard, and every time it makes a lap around, something else disappears. That dog bone it buried years ago, it's now gone. It tries to dig it up, there's nothing there anymore. Like everything is just slowly disappearing. And then I see the dog just running around this empty yard, just not knowing what the fuck to do with itself. It knows that at some point a door is gonna open, or maybe all four of the fences will fall, and then it'll be free. And that's even more terrifying, because like, what's on the other side of that fence? You know, what's beyond this? I've only known this yard forever, and there's something beyond this. I don't know how to handle this, and I'm supposed to be able to handle this new unknown thing better with none of my favorite toys, no home, no tree to climb up or cuddle under when it's hot, like no blanket that I can run around the yard with, like nothing. I'm supposed to go into this new era of self with nothing, and I'm supposed to be okay. Or maybe I'm not supposed to be okay, but I'm supposed to deal with it. Like, this new thing is supposed to be so great, but I'm feeling horrible right now. Like, I'm feeling really empty right now. I'm supposed to accept this. I feel rage. I'll be totally honest. I feel rage a lot of the time. I just don't express it, because there's no, like, I express it in other ways, but there's no purpose to just like scream at everyone who I meet. But I feel rage. I feel hungry, even though my stomach is full. I don't want to eat anything physically, but I'm hungry. I want some like Buffalo Wild Wings or something, which I don't even eat that. But I want it just because I don't eat it. Like, I want shit that I don't eat. All of a sudden I want vegan pho, which is really delicious. Ugh. I might even like it better than regular pho. But anyway, I just want all these things because there's nothing to hold on to. I'm just floating in a space of unknown, not toxic, unknown primordial soup. And I'm supposed to somehow transform into a butterfly that looks like what? To do what? To go where? To gain all of these new things that are supposedly better. But I've never experienced better. I've never experienced, like going back to what I was talking about in the beginning, I've never experienced a relationship with a man that was healthy more than, passing or every once in a while. I've never been in a long-term relationship, less long experienced a healthy, good relationship with a man ever. Ever. Not in my family, not ever. I want, amazing friends, but I've never experienced the fullness of friendship that my heart truly desires. I've had good friends. I've had great friends, but they weren't my friends. Do you get what I'm saying? They were great in compartments, but not that full range, that full spectrum of what good friendship and love and loyalty could be. I've never experienced that. I've always kept people at arm's length because I knew that they could never give me what my heart truly desires in friendship. Same with relationships too. I've never experienced a life of full abundance where I'm not constantly looking over my shoulder, so to speak, to see what's going to hit me next and take it all away. You get what I'm saying? It's like I've never experienced a full range of abundance where it's just a continuous thing. Like I never have to look over my shoulder about it because no matter what comes, it's already taken care of effortlessly. I've never experienced that. I've never experienced a life where I'm not anxious, where I'm not worried about the future, where I'm not worried about what's next. I've never experienced a life where I could live in that level of peace. And although these things sound great, I don't know them. I don't have safety in them yet, because that's to the urge to be like, what's going to hit me next, And I'm like somewhere in between that new thing and the things that I've experienced. Wanting to let go of the old because it never served me. I mean, it served me for whatever times I needed to serve me in, but it sure as hell doesn't serve me now. And this new thing that I don't quite have yet, or if I do have it, I don't see it yet. You know what I'm saying? And I have no safety there. So I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm angry. I'm really angry. And I'm sad. And I'm lonely in this moment right now. That's just the truth. And I know there's somebody out there that feels me. Much love to you.